Take a moment and think about how words work in your life. Words have a lot of power. They can heal, they can hurt. Words can unite, but they can also divide. Words can inspire and words can destroy. So it's no surprise that literacy, or the ability to read words, can transform the lives of everyone. That is the idea behind the Friends of Wicomico Public Library's Light of Literacy Awards. Here to tell us more about it is the Executive Director of Wicomico Public Libraries, Andrea Bursler. Andrea, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. What is the purpose behind recognizing leaders of literacy?
Well, there's two really strong purposes for this. And the first is, of course, to give them a stage where we can celebrate all of the work that they do. These are people that work in the community. They often go unrecognized. They often go without an applause, without anyone giving them a pat on the back. And we want to make sure that that happens. So everyone who's nominated for an award gets recognition. They all get a chance to be in the limelight and to have people say thank you for their work. But secondly, it's an opportunity to highlight these works and make them more available to people who might want to get involved,
Right.
who might want to volunteer, who might want to donate, or who might know of other connections and other resources in the community to make the work even more effective.
Well, why is literacy important?
Well, literacy is a core life skill. Without it, you really can't do anything. You can't get a job, you can't get information, you can't understand how your finances work or the health information maybe your doctor's given you. And it's one of those skills that we really want to promote. Of course, being a library, we're all about reading and literacy and information. So when we got the opportunity to highlight this work and to celebrate it, it just seemed like a real natural fit.
Right, and tell me about the event.
Well, the event is held on April 19th, and it's a breakfast. It's an awards breakfast. We take nominations in. We're doing that right now, and we would love people to send in names and information about people in the community that they know who are doing this work. And then we acknowledge them. We have them all stand. We give them awards. And we really, truly just celebrate them. It is about them and their work.
And now the awards have different categories as well, right?
Yes, yes. There's 7 awards that are given out, and they various types of awards. We give them to students, we give them to educators in the schools, we give them out for people who work in health literacy or financial literacy. They're all listed there on the website. And what we want to do is try and reach into the community and tap into those unique literacies like health literacy, and get people to understand that literacy is, as you said, learning to read, but then also learning to use that information wisely.
Right. Who would be an ideal nominee?
Oh, someone's favorite teacher, someone who volunteers, and the smallest things are sometimes the biggest. So someone who volunteers, say, to help seniors understand how to use computers better. That's computer literacy, that's technology literacy. Someone who might stay after school and help children learn to read a little better or read with them. Someone who helps people go to a doctor's office and works with them while the doctor gives them information and helps them understand the information and how they're supposed to take maybe their prescriptions or how they're supposed to go to their therapy. That's all literacy. And it's small little things like that that we're celebrating.
And they're all important roles.
Very important.
So if someone has a nominee in mind and they're watching this, how do they go about it?
Well, they go to the website, which is lightofliteracy.org, and there's a form online. They can either download it and print it up and write it out the old-fashioned way, or they can fill it out online, and they submit it to the library, and the deadline for that is February 28th. And then we have a selection committee that goes through and reviews all of the nominations and finds the one that they find is closest to the description that we've given for that award. But like I said, we acknowledge all the nominees. They're all invited to the breakfast as our guests, and we celebrate the work of every person who's nominated.
And can anyone attend, or is it open to the public?
Absolutely open to the public.
Okay.
Tickets to attend are $20, so we can cover the cost of the breakfast. But other than that, we really encourage the community to come out and find these heroes, these people who are doing this work in the community to make people's lives better.
Great. Okay, and again, nominations close February 28th,
That's
right?
correct.
All right, Andrea Bursler of Wicomico Public Libraries, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.